Welcome to the Spotlight by Youth1. I am your host, Ryan Oliver, and today I'm really excited because I got one of the most athletic athletes in the 2026 class on with me, Saeed Williams Jr. How are you, man? How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's start here. You were named to our freshman 450. That highlights the top 450 athletes from the freshman class. One thing about you is I know you play the quarterback position, but you have a lot of versatility. I think before anything else, you're really just a really talented athlete. I want to ask you how you feel about your game right now. Tell me a little bit about the positions you're playing and how you feel about your progress.
So recently I've been working on my footwork and accuracy, and along the years it's been going pretty well, I'll say. And I'm doing pretty good right now, but I know there's more work to be done.
Absolutely. And Saeed, I know you're the type of athlete, you've been dedicated to the game of football for some years now. And there's a lot of dedication and hard work and training that's going on behind the scenes that's allowing you to take the steps in your game, that's allowing you to get the notoriety that you've gotten and allowing you to perform on game day. Can you tell me some of the stuff that you're doing behind the scenes in terms of your training so that you're able to perform on game day?
So I just how can I say this? Um I do a lot of so on some days like I do every other day. So one day I'll do like strength training, like lifting weights and getting my like building up all my chest and my legs and my
Yeah.
arms.
Yeah.
And then some other days I'll just work on my accuracy, getting my drop right, my footwork, and then I just have one rest day. I want to call it a rest day, but like a rest day.
I got you. I got you. So you're pretty much like 6 days a week. You're going at it pretty hard, and then you might take one day to kind of get your, recover a little bit. But that doesn't mean necessarily the grind stops. You might be watching film or something like that too, right?
There.
Yeah, I got you. I totally get that. And it sounds like the weight training that you're doing is also getting you stronger. Also helping your mental health too. Lifting is good for that as well. So that's awesome. Saeed, I know you play the position of quarterback. How long have you been playing that position, and what's your favorite aspect of playing the position?
I've been playing that position since I want to say 9 years old. And I love playing quarterback because I get to like control the team and show up like my leadership.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned leadership because that's something I wanted to touch on here. I know that as a quarterback, you're kind of like the coach on the field, and just kind of by the name of the game, you're going to be a leader on the field. How do you feel like your leadership has evolved, and what kind of leadership style do you have?
I feel like it evolved. I mean, I have a little brother, so like when if he does something wrong or bad, I just tell like mm. So my little brother, if he does something bad or anything, I just tell him what's wrong, and I don't like yell or anything, but I just tell him how to fix it. And it evolved like around the world, like my family, my friends, they do something wrong, I tell them mistakes and like don't do it again and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
so it sounds like you're saying like you uplift in moments of like where there's guidance needed, and that translate to your like your little brother, your family, and also to football. Am I understanding that correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So that totally makes sense. Would you say that you're like a vocal leader or more like a lead by example or a combination of both for your teammates?
I want to say a combination of both.
Yeah, no, I totally could see that. Then that makes a lot of sense. So Saeed, I like to ask this question. If I've never seen you play, never seen your film, and I come to a game where Saeed Williams Jr. is playing quarterback, what can I expect to see?
You will see leadership. You will see those outstanding. You will see me run a lot. Sometimes you'll see me play both sides of the ball. And I said it. I'll say it. I said it once, but the most thing you'll see is leadership.
I think what people will definitely see is that athleticism. I think that you shine to me because you're versatile, and I think that that's a skill that's so great, and especially in a young athlete as you're kind of finding your way. Like you're learning the quarterback position, but you're still able to impact the game in a multitude of ways. That's not only quarterback, and I think that's great for young athletes to kind of you might have ambitions to play quarterback long term, but I think it's good as a young athlete to kind of get your toes wet in a bunch of different things and just help your team win, because I think that ultimately translates to what you're trying to do going forward. So I think that's awesome. I want to ask you what you think, in your own words, your strengths are on the field.
Um, Really just like I have good stamina and like my lungs are healthy. So um so playing both sides of the ball are like really easy for me. So like when I run, it doesn't affect me as other it does other people. So and my throwing. When I throw, I like I'm accurate, but like sometimes it'll be a little bit behind, a little bit down, but I still get it there.
Absolutely. Uh, I want to ask you a little bit about an area of your game that you look at and you say, okay, if I can get better here, I can take my game to another level. Is there an area that you've identified that you're working on?
My footwork, like on a, sometimes I'll be lazy on, so after I take my job, I just like stand there, I'll be flat footed. So I think I could get way better in that. I'll be dominant, like a lot.
Yeah, just kind of like sharpen that up a little bit. I feel like, being that you're probably what, 14 years old, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so being 14 years old, I think that this is the perfect age for young quarterbacks. I see a lot of young quarterback film, and footwork is like the number one thing I'll tell athletes, like as a scout, college scouts, things like that. They're looking at is that footwork. So you're at the age right now where I know it's easy to rely on it's easy to kind of fall back on your athleticism because that's really helps you probably get to where you're at. But once you get that foundation, along with your natural God-given abilities, your speed and stuff like that, you're going to be, like you said, you're going to be real sharp. You're going to be tough out. I mean, you're already tough, don't get me wrong, but you're going to be even tougher to slow down out there. So I think that that's a great area to look at and say, okay, if I can make this at A, like the rest of it is going to come. You know what I mean? I think that's totally awesome. Speaking of what's to come, do you have any short-term and long-term goals for yourself, within the game of football that you could tell me about?
Well, I'll just say the long term is NFL. That's the highest I want to go, and that is the highest that you can go.
Yeah.
Um, Short term, I don't think I have any short term, but the long term is the highest, the NFL.
All right. Well, the work you're putting in right now is the work that's going to pay off to get you there. So keep, I know you're only 14 years old and that might seem like a ways away, but the work you're putting in right now is going to impact the rest of your life. So keep doing what you're doing. I know you're working hard at the game of football. Keep going. I want to shift gears a little bit and ask you about a little bit off the field. What does Saeed Williams Jr. like to do in his free time when he's not training for football? Is there any hobbies or fun things you like to do aside from football?
So other than football, so currently I reclass this year. This is my reclass year, so I have to do my work. And then other than that, I like to play the game. Sometimes I like to skate, and
Okay.
that's really it. Play the game and skate.
I ask young athletes a fair amount, like, what do you do outside? I never get skating as an answer, and that's really cool. Can you do any tricks, or is it just kind of casual?
Kind of casual.
Yeah, okay, I figured. Because back when I'm 30 now, but back when I was your age, I used to skate. People are like, oh, can you do tricks? I'm like, nah, it's just casual. I got you. So no, I totally get that. All right. So Sai, this is probably the toughest question I'm gonna ask you, but this is the question I ask every athlete that interviews with me for the first time. What is in your headphones before a big game to get you pumped up to go out there and make them touchdowns and stuff? What artist you got? What song you got? What's in your headphones?
I like to listen to so one I like to listen to Lil Durk. Okay.
Okay, hold on. This is the second interview I've done in a row where Lil Durk has been the answer. He's like one of my favorite artists. So okay, we on the right track. Keep going. Lil Durk. Who else?
Drake,
Okay.
and sometimes I get to Little Baby. You know, that's really it. That's really the three artists I listen to in my headphones.
Okay, you can't go wrong with those three. But since you mentioned Lil Durk first, I gotta know what song we throwing on. I know there's a song that like, okay, this is my one right here. What song I got? I know you got one for me at least.
I'll say it's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I just play the album.
I got you. Yeah, now I really like his uh what's the one with him and King Von on the front? It's one of the more recent albums. Maybe it's the voice.
I need to.
Yeah.
It's only the family album, I think. OTF.
Okay, I like that album too. Yeah. Anyway, we don't got to get bogged down with that. I'm a big Lil Durk fan too, so that's cool that he's gets you pumped up before a big game. Well, let me ask you this: is there anything else that people should know about you that they may not know in terms of football that you'd like them to know?
I stay on top of my schoolwork. 4.0 GPA. I get schoolwork comes first before I even play sports. So that's all I do. If I don't have my schoolwork done, I don't even touch the field. I have to get my schoolwork on top, on top, on top. And my family, I take care of my family, you know. If they weren't here, I wouldn't be here either. So I had to be grateful of that. And that's really it.
Yeah, well, Saeed, thank you for joining me on the Youth One Spotlight. It's a pleasure to kind of get to know you here. And you know what you're saying, it's real student athlete, you take care of your family and you take care of your business on the field. With those three, you can't go wrong, man. This is 2026 quarterback Saeed Williams Jr. Saeed, thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
No problem.